Hey there. Let me take you back in time and let us revisit World War II.
WPB, or the War Production Board, was an agency of the United States government that supervised the war production during the World War II. President Franklin D. Roosevelt established it on January 1942 with the Executive Order 9024.
Dude, sugar pops. I'm so full right now.
Alright, Freddie, let's get down to business. We're going to World War II right here.
Alright, how many tanks are we gonna need?
In the guns.
Okay, how about one step at a time? Let's see how much Shermans we need.
Alright, 12 divisions. We need at least 70 per division. Gotta get at least 1,120.
Oh, great math, great math. You know what? I'm actually going to add to cart 1,000
add to the cart.
Shermans.
Unlimited budget.
You know what? We have an unlimited budget. This is nothing.
Alright, guns.
For the guns, I'm thinking the airborne M1.
I
Is
like
that a
it.
good idea?
Yeah, I like it.
You know what? Our troops are gonna be so satisfied at the cart base.
So
But you know what?
satisfied.
I'm gonna order 12,000.
No, you gotta get at least $1 million.
Oh.
I don't think we can do a million. Let's see.
You know what? We did it, boys. All right, let's go to war. We're ready for war, baby.
The U.S. government was willing to spend as much money as they needed to win the war. The federal budget increased from $8.9 billion in 1939 to over $95 billion in 1945. The gross national product increased from just over $90 billion to almost $212 billion. The total amount of war materials produced by 1945 was staggering. U.S. factories had made 296,000 warplanes, 86,000 tanks, 64,000 landing ships, and 6,000 Navy vessels, as well as 1 million guns, billions of bullets, and hundreds of thousands of trucks and jeeps. The U.S. production alone had exceeded the combined production of the Axis powers.
We got a lot of guns here, boys.
Hey!
Whoa! Freddie, what are you doing? My knee! Whoa! Oh, Freddie.
In the 1940s, the traditional life of the woman had to change. Many men went to war and they had to go to work in the factories. Like the Fort Willows Run bomber plant hired thousands of women to work for them. Their impact in the assembly line helped change the manufacturing in the war, and it changed the lives to this day, where now women can have this equal job opportunities like men.
Sally, how do you pop the hood?
Benny, there's a switch right next to the gas pedal.
Ford Motor Company. We employ women. Come work for
1941 to 1945, 2,710 Liberty ships built in 18 shipyards. They were described as dreadful looking, or the ugly duckling, but they represented the mighty industrial might of the United States. They were built very quickly. The first one was built in 70 days, and that describes how well women worked in the factories.
Finally some peace and quiet.
Yo, you want to see what I learned in Russia from my friend Dan? He was a Soviet troop. Dude, look at that.
Yo, what?
Oh. Wait a second. Definitely some Japanese here.
Absolutely Japanese.
Get the guns. Let's go. Get him. Get him. I see him. He's right there. Get him. Japanese people. Where are these Japanese people?
I don't see any. Let me know if you see any.
Konnichiwa! Oh no! Oh! Oh! Ow! Oh! Oh my goodness! Oh!
That.
You gonna make it?
Dilly dilly. Oh. No.
Get him on back.
Doctor! We need a doctor! Step!
Doctor!
Unclothe him! I'm coming in!
Yes, of course.
37.8 million Americans served in World War II. About 27.5 million served in the Army. About 8.9 million served in the Navy. And lastly, about 1.4 million served in the Marines.
In the beginning of World War II, America needed more men and women to serve in the military to match Germany's elite soldiers. So Franklin Roosevelt enacted the Selective Training and Service Act of 1940s. This allowed the drafts to occur. By the end of the war in 1945, 50 million men between the ages of 18 and 45 had registered for the draft, and 10 million had been inducted into the military. Also, the WPB constructed the production of arms and artillery for the American soldiers in war.
Hey, what's going on here?
We want you.
You got drafted. No! Sugar Pops. Dad, I'm going to war.
From March 1942 to 1946, the U.S. War Relocation Authority had jurisdiction over the Japanese and Japanese American evacuated from their homes in California, Oregon, and Washington. It administered the extensive resettlement program
Joe's here.
and oversaw the details of the registration and the segregation programs. Also, there was racial diversity between the blacks and the whites in the army.
Dirty Jap. Lock him in there. Hey, get him in.
Over 150,000 American women served in the Women's Army Corps, otherwise known as the WAC. Members of the WAC were the first women other than nurses to serve within the ranks of the United States military.
Wow, what a journey. I hope you guys learned as much as I did.
The U.S. government, John, wait. The U.S. government was willing to spend as much money as they needed to win the war. So the federal budget increased from 8.9 billion. John, you can't laugh.
Military. 37.8 million Americans served in World War II. About 27.5 million served in the Army. About 8.9 million served in the Navy. And lastly, about 1.4 million served in the Army. I mean, no, the Marines! Oh my God, what are you doing?
After the bombings at Pearl Harbor, black Americans took a stand against the Double V.
Help him.
Get him on the bed. Get him on the bed.
Get him on.
Wow, look at the tank. That's a nice German right there. Dude, grenade.